This is the Shotgun City Sheriff, the law himself, Clayton Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Kennedy, a.k.a. Mr. Anderson.
This is the Young Titan, Aaron Atlas.
Hey, this is Matt Brannigan.
This is the Warbound Hellhound Bow Sword.
This is your favorite drunken pro wrestler, a.k.a. the Bud Light Brawler, Dalton Davis.
This is Lizzie Six.
This is Jake Something.
And this is the jaw-jacking, back-cracking, God created all men equal, and then he made me the sequel, Rohit Raju, and you are listening to the Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast. Hell yeah.
The Spot Show Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast? Yeah, that's right, I stuttered. Shut up.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show Podcast, an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. I, of course, am one of your hosts, the Dr. Seuss of the commentary booth, the Carson Daly of professional wrestling, Dickie Wabash. We've got the one-legged wonder, the one-man boy band, Michael Madrox, right over there. He's always here.
Double title.
Double title. We're double titling it today. The reason I'm double titling it is because our guest today has like 12 titles.
I think he's got a little bit more than 12.
Something like that. You can call him the Clydesdale. You can call him the Law. You can call him the Shotgun City Sheriff. Hey, Clayton Clark is back on the podcast.
Howdy ho! I don't have 12 belts, like monikers or
monikers.
Okay, yeah,
not belts.
I got about 12 of them, but I don't have 12 belts. Lost a few of those Zeus.
Yeah, couple of them.
Yeah,
still got the memories though, bro.
Still got a couple. That's all that matters.
That's really all that matters. You don't want to open up some fresh wounds, but you losing one of those belts is probably going to get brought up here on this podcast. So sincerest,
I kind of figured we'll get to that.
Yeah, sincerest apologies about that one, but yeah, it's good to have you back on, Clay. I mean, the last time you were on, it was Madrox. You weren't even here. You were sick. It was the New Year's episode. It was you and Dalton.
Oh yeah, that is right.
It was you and Dalton, and we were basically recapping the last year and like talking about what we had in mind for this year, which, if I would have been smart, what I would have done was gone back and re-listened to that and seen some of your predictions that you might have made for where you would be. And now, because we're 6 months out from that, to see if you were close.
Ascend the Throne was kind of like just your little brainchild. Then.
Ascend the Throne it was just a name.
Yeah, just pen to paper, really.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Ascend the Throne, but first I got to let everybody know that this episode of the Spot Show Podcast is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling and Yoo-Hoo. We're going to hear a little bit more about them later. That is, of course, you go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. You back us at that $5 and above tier. You're going to get this show completely ad-free and 24 hours early. That's the bonus right there. You get to hear us earlier, more than Thursdays. You may hear us on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, whatever. You're going to hear us early. That is what everyone wants. The early bird gets the worm is what I've always heard.
Always, man.
Always. But that is not the only way that you can support us. Sometimes I understand finances can be a little bit tight. I understand that. Sometimes you just get a hot dog and a handshake. You don't get your payout. You can still support us completely free over on the Patreon. So you're going to get really cool behind-the-scenes videos, photos, vlogs, all that stuff. But there's other ways that you can support us. MadBashStudios.com. There you're going to find links to all of our social media. Go like us, follow us, subscribe, whatever. Leave us a 5-star written review on your favorite podcasting platform. That's arguably the best way to support us. My opinion.
That's a good one.
You're over there with a certain eaten grin on your face there, Clydesdale.
I was thinking about a scene from Talladega Nights, but we can just keep going. It's out of my head now. I'm all good.
So I recently just watched Talladega Nights with Clayton Clark, and Dalton Davis was with us when we watched that. Man, you forget how good of a movie that actually is.
It's a ballad, man. It's not a movie. It's a ballad.
It is a ballad. But hey, we're going to hit some plug skis here real quick. Speaking of that Patreon, we got a new episode of Untitled Wrestling Commentary Show. We did the Punjabi prison match, The Undertaker versus Great Khali. You've seen that one, Clayton, I'm assuming?
Yeah. It was so great.
Dude, Taker hitting this like random weak cross body off of through the spoilers. You guys got to go watch that.
The swing, man.
It is
Punjabi Nightmare.
Yeah.
Great Khali now, yeah.
The best part,
Freshly neck tattooed up.
he did get neck tattooed. I forgot about that.
Cody Rhodes now.
Who's got the better neck tattoo, Kali or Cody Rhodes?
I think we have to settle it in a simulation on 2K somehow.
Oh, we
Is he
might.
in the Community Creations.
I was getting ready to ask if Kali was DLC or anything. He's not.
no.
Man, Hall of Famer, not even DLC. What's that?
It's been a while since he's been in one, too.
It has.
Did you just
Coming
call
out.
Kali a Hall of Famer?
He was in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? Did he get inducted into the Hall of Fame?
No.
I'm making that up.
Yeah, we've been besmirched of that.
Oh, just coming down with his no knee, having ass, just wobbling to the ring.
All right, guys.
But hey, anyway,
Punjabi
you can hear us talk about that match over on Untitled Wrestling Commentary Show. That's the $5 tier. But hey, you free guys, we have got a video of us almost killing the best ring announcer in the Midwest. Jeremy Hamilton did the Hot Gummy Bear Challenge at the Sewer Layer parking lot sale. And you just got to watch the video to see it. Poor guy.
I've told him sorry every day for 2 weeks now.
All I can say,
I want to leave the brand for you guys doing that.
Oh
Jeremy
my
Hamilton
God.
is a saint.
He is. I felt so bad. I was afterwards like I broke care. I let it drop. Like the being on camera, I was like, Jeremy, are you sincerely okay? And he's like, no, not really. And then he was, but yeah, that's a big one. But of course, the big plug ski, go over there to the Patreon, Ascend the Throne. You got to check that show out. One of the best shows I've ever been a part of.
Drink Yoo-Hoo, too, yeah.
And yeah, Yoo-Hoo. You're going to hear about them later in the sponsor section.
It's refreshing. It's chocolatey. It's cold. And we look forward to their new flavor of Misty Mountain Blue. I'm kidding.
I knew right away. I knew right away he was going with Ricky Bobby. I knew it.
Going back to earlier, that's the thought I was thinking about.
That was about how Yoo-Hoo is. Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. So man, 6 months since you've been on the podcast. Ooh. There's been a lot go on in that 6 months.
Yeah.
For all of us. Mm-hmm. Not just you. Like, this isn't going to be just here's what Clayton Clark accomplished this year. Or this isn't going to be here's what MadBash accomplished. This is just going to be
recounting along the way.
Yeah, this is kind of, we're at the midpoint of the year. Mm-hmm. So let's just kind of recap how shit's been going on. You know what I mean? Like, what better way than to, of course, start with January. I don't remember a damn thing that happened in January. If anything major happened, then someone please enlighten me, because I don't remember.
Being sicker than shit.
Oh yeah, you were sick to start the year out, because that's why you couldn't be on
the birthday show for EPW. That's all I recall from January.
Oh yeah, what else happened on that show? I don't even remember. God, where does time go?
Yeah, where does time go? I'm trying to remember what I did in January. I think a lot of it was just a lot of tag team title defenses and racking up some wins before the hybrid breakout tournament. And, of course, Ascend the Throne. A lot was going on in the month of Ascend the Throne. We had so many tournaments lined up in that week, so there was just a lot going on.
How could I forget? January was when we unveiled the MadBash title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At EPW.
Well, we had a little teaser before that in the Christmas special.
Yeah, we
got to
did.
see a little Where's Waldo side plate kind of thing going on.
Yeah, we were watching it with someone, and we were like, just so you know, our belt, this was like a few days ago. We're watching this with someone, and we're like, the belt, and there it is. We're like, damn it, we didn't hide it as well as we thought we did. Yep. We thought we had it hidden really, really well. But yeah, you can see that little side plate. Who was it that ended up spotting it first?
Elijah.
Shout out to Elijah, one of the original Patreon backers.
Yes, sir.
Been a supporter since day one. But yeah, man, that was really that was the big thing in January, was that it wasn't necessarily that I was worried that the belt was going to leak, but as I was going to slip up and say something on the podcast of like, hey, the belt, oh, whoops, because like that was a huge step for us, man. Like we'd have our own championship.
I'm pretty sure we had to edit a couple parts out of the podcast.
I'm sure we did.
January.
I'm sure we did.
A little slip up.
I got a little loose lipped.
Well, you want to do it in the right way, and that's all that matters. Everything worked out for a reason. Kind of had a little teaser, but that's all that matters. One person seeing it, heck, That's what a teaser's for.
Yeah, and we're like, hey,
nobody even pointed it out
Yeah,
there or called it until...
I did not notice.
No
it.
one
And
caught it.
I was a part of the production. I did not notice it where it was at because, well, one, Dickie did not tell us where it was. He was like, "Where's Waldo?" We had to find it,
and it was literally in the first scene of the movie.
Yeah.
It's literally in the first scene of the movie.
And
well,
you have a good bit to look at it too. Like,
yeah. It's hidden under the tree the entire time as well, but no one could see
multiple scenes. Yeah, there's 2 scenes technically. Then the tree scene and that scene.
Yeah, it's hidden. I think you can see the tip of the gold tip of the belt. But
during the gift exchange scene.
Yeah. But hey, since we're talking about it, let's continue with the trend of talking about the MadBash title. You know, we did the Ascend the Throne tournament, and sorry if we're digging up some old wounds there, Clayton, but you know, you made it to the finals. You gave it a valiant effort, and
well, even up to that show, man.
Yeah.
We had some hot and heavy competition that week from like January when the title was unveiled all the way till the date of Ascend the Throne, because getting everybody picked for the tournament. For one, you guys were scouting for weeks at IWAU in Illinois. Yeah. So finding who's the right guys to go in this tournament. And I had to go up against some old demons, some old friends. And I think really, I came up short. But at the end of the day, it's still there. It's still there. It's still something to chase. That's something I always do. I'm the Clydesdale. I don't call myself a horse for no reason. This is a race I'm willing to keep running, This jockey ain't getting off the horse anytime soon. So that title, it's still in my crosshairs. But Chris Cutler, I had to give him his, accolades, respect. I came up at IWAU with Chris Cutler, so seeing where he was and where he is now, it's great.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that at least. It's great.
Yeah. And I made the comment that whenever we announced that, hey, Ascend the Throne is now available, that you guys can watch it, I was like, I reached out to a few people and I was like, hey, can you give a review of the show and just shout out to Brian Parker from Envision. He said, the people that you see in this tournament, you're going to be seeing on TV in a few years. And I firmly believe that.
Well, you look at it like there's guys from the last era. You have guys like Oliver Kane, Shank, seeing guys like me and Cutler kind of try to fall in that, mold, being the next generation. It's kind of like, people always talk about the OVW class with John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, and they're talking about now with guys like Braun Breaker. I feel like our guys in the Midwest is doing something that's kind of reviving Midwest wrestling to back, what its roots was. Like we just talked about on the trip to Ohio with Oliver Kane, talk about Midwest wrestling in its purest form back in the day, how we really wish we could have been here, like born 10 years earlier just to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I've said that a lot about like when Madrox and I were running heavy, like when I was doing UWC Online. Oh, Dickie brought up UWC Online again. Like people, like the 2 people I think of specifically, you and Dalton would have fit in so well at UWC Online. Like just the talent that you 2 would have gotten to work with, it would have been just match of the night every week. Like it was just incredible. And it's like, you talk about that OVW class, or now they got the NXT classes like Braun Breaker and all that stuff. Like you look at like the group of guys that we've got, like, working with
Devontae Knox, Theo, Chris Cutler, man.
Yeah,
we need to keep naming more. There's so many.
Yeah, we got Logan Myers is officially a MadBash boy now.
Is he?
And then
I did not know this.
Yeah, we made that announcement a couple weeks ago.
No, he hasn't wrestled me.
Oh, he's got to wrestle.
All I'm saying.
He's saying he's got to wrestle the gatekeeper.
That's my job, right?
Is this an open challenge right here?
You guys overstepping your boundaries here. I told you I'm the guy on the front porch with the shotgun. Anybody wants on this front porch, they got to step up to me.
So are you officially challenging Logan Myers?
I'm officially challenging Logan Myers.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's one I want to see. Hey, he already had his match with Dalton. Now it's time to face the other one of the original 5, Clayton Clark. But like that's what I'm saying, is that it's like you look at the foundation of the guys that we've built. We've got Oliver and Shank, and then we've got like you, Dalton,
Jay
Silva, and then we've got like Cutler, Logan, just all these other people. And like, we're building a really solid foundation with what we're going on here.
Evolution of Midwest wrestling.
We really do. We really do. We could start that faction.
Don't forget old Cecil Cerveza. He's still in there kicking.
Got Cecil Cerveza's in there doing what he does best.
He's kicking.
And, the reason I say all this is because it's like, sure, you're telling Chris Cutler, like, hey, congratulations, you're the Mad Bash champion, but you got your lies. You think you're the only one? Like, every single Mad Bash boy has got their eyes locked on that belt, but like not even just Mad Bash boys.
That's why I can't be upset, because it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still something we can always chase. If we come up short, learn from your failure. Use that, adapt to it, make yourself stronger. That's the way the Clydesdale is. It's an evolution.
Mm-hmm.
I was a stallion once, a little bit of a kicker. It's time to grow. And that's what I'm going to use this loss as. I'm going to use the failure as, just to grow.
Yeah. That's really all you can do from it,
I mean, Jay Silva did that. Look, he stepped up to the gatekeeper. He sure as hell won my respect, and look what he's doing now. Worked wonders for him. Failure. You learn from it. That's what I'm going to do.
And well, look, I mean, like, you were even like to the point, like, kind of testing Chris Cutler even like long before that Ascend the Throne tournament. You know what I mean? Like, one of the early Mad Bash matches was Clayton Clark versus Chris Cutler at Hybrid.
One of my very first title defenses for my Uprising title at IWAU was against Chris Cutler.
Yep.
So that's what I mean. He's been a thorn in my side, whether it's for Mad Bash, IWAU. Heck, even at Hybrid, I had a little couple tangos with him there.
Yep.
And recently here at EPW.
Yeah, and look, I don't want to put the guy over too much. I don't want to say that many good things about him, but what a debut. That's all I'll say. I was in the match, so I know firsthand what a debut.
Yeah. It's one of the better Mad Bash matches that we've put on, I think. Like, of course, for those of you that don't know, we're talking about Clayton versus Aaron Atlas versus Chris Cutler, which we had to, that was like within 24 hours that match got made. That was supposed to be something different. So then, like, your game plan had to change of like, oh, I was supposed to be going in singles with Aaron Atlas. Now I got my title opportunity, but Aaron Atlas is still here. So I'm sure that, sorry that it had to play out that way, but I mean, we always say it, card subject to change. And
that's the beauty of competition. That is the beauty of competition right there. Card subject to change. Every time I take my bags out of my car and going into the building, you have to expect that something's going to change, and you have to be ready for it. The one thing you can count on, though, is stepping inside that squared circle and giving it your all.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of Aaron Atlas now, this is twice that we've seen you and Aaron work together somewhat as a team during different matches.
Well,
once at Hybrid and once at EPW. Like, are you joining the War Pigs and haven't told us yet?
Oh, no. I think more of what it is, man, look at the Hybrid Breakout tournament. Me and that guy cleared both sides of our bracket and met in the finals.
Yeah, and let's talk about that tournament now too, because you've had a couple tournaments this year.
That was, that's what I mean. Me and Aaron Atlas, 3 matches in one night, all very close to each other. He did that just as much as I did that. He had the same night as I did. Granted, I came out the better man, but when you go through a battle like that, when you sweat like that, you earn my respect. And Aaron, he shook my hand after that. I shook his. And honestly, just how he's been acting here lately, and then him and Austin, what they've been doing, it's great. So I like to see the change of heart. And, people change. Me and Aaron Atlas didn't always like each other. I mean, after all, first tag team title win, we took it off Mount Olympus. And I know that didn't set well with him, but he can respect me for that.
Yeah. And I think by you talking about the change, like I said, this is kind of our mid-year check-in.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of change in the last 6 months. What do you think has been like the most shocking change? Whether it be the fact that there's now a Mad Bash title, or the fact that there is, a change of heart in Aaron, or, or just something along those lines, or like, just little subtle things that you've seen at shows this year that have like that are way different than they were 6 months ago. Or is there even anything? Are things still kind of...
I have to say the Mad Bash title, and the biggest reason why is because the guy it's on. I mean, I didn't see Chris Cutler on as many shows as I did 6 months ago as I do now, and I'm willing to bet that Mad Bash title has something to do with it, and that's the reason I want to win it. That's the reason every other Mad Bash boy wants to win it, because that shows that this is a prestigious prize, and it only has an inaugural champion right now. Think about the standard set that he did. We have to follow that. We have to follow what Chris Cutler did with that inaugural reign, and so far he's doing a great job. But I'm the guy to beat him. I know I'm the guy to beat him.
Oh,
I'm the guy that should have beat him. But like I said, it's something that he's setting the pace for right now, and it's going to be a hard thing to follow. And you got guys like me, you got guys like Jay Silva. We're all taking the fight to him, and who's coming next? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And he's wearing the crown right now.
I don't think we've officially announced who Cutler's next opponent is.
It's the open challenge.
That's what I mean. Everybody's gunning for him.
Yeah, it is an open challenge. We don't even know who his.
It could be Clayton.
It could be. Yeah, you could answer that open challenge.
Carter again?
Clayton always knocks over Dixie Carter when he's in the studio, man.
What's your hatred with TNA? Where did that stem from as a child?
I didn't know what it was as a child. That's what.
But no, man. So then Ascend the Throne took place in March, and it was just off to the races. After that, and then April. Was it April or May that it was the triple threat? It was May, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. May. So then what do we do in April? No, Ascend the Throne. No, Ascend the Throne was March 19th.
Yes.
And then April, there really wasn't anything. Was that the breakout tournament? Was April?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you come to May, and you had that huge triple threat match, and then now I think for me personally, one of the biggest shockers. Not even the fact that Chris Cutler is the champion, but because I think deep down I had it in my head it was either I think he was the dark horse in that tournament. Mm-hmm. I think even me and Madrox sitting here, we were like, Clayton's probably going to end up winning this tournament, and then Cutler shocked us all.
Well, yeah, and that's the reason. Like I said, I don't like what the guy hit me in the nuts in the match.
Yeah,
he's used outside interference in the match.
I'm not here condoning his actions,
and I'm not either. But
yeah.
What I gotta, he won the match. And like you said, he was the dark horse in that match. I've been looked at as the dark horse before. I mean, nobody thought I was going to win that hybrid breakout tournament.
Yeah.
And now here I am. I got the trophy. I got the plaque. And that's just not something I'm going to hold around. That's not just something that's a trophy. That right there is a bargaining chip to where I can get a future title shot, and I'm going to do it whenever I want. I don't care what actions I have to take. No matter who it is, I'm going to get that title. Right now it's Dale, but like I said, I'm hunting for gold. And right now we're worrying about the Clydesdale.
Yeah.
So you're going to chase Dale to Japan if need be?
No. I'll wait for him to come back.
He's sitting on that porch.
I don't care to go to Japan. I just don't have a passport yet.
Yeah. But the reason I bring up the shock of Cutler being the champion, you want to talk about a shock. Just on a random Tuesday night, Shank Barzini walked through that curtain and challenged Chris Cutler for the MadBash title. I don't think anyone saw that one coming.
Well, that's when we talk about prestige, the pace Chris Cutler set, and we're all trying to get that title now. Look who it brought out.
Yeah.
If it brought out Shank, that shows you how prestigious it is. And how much it's wanted.
He had 2 defenses in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 of the best in the Midwest right now, which is you and Aaron. Then he had the old guard, Shank Barzini, who to even call him the old guard feels almost insulting because, you cannot kill Shank Barzini.
He's not retired at all.
He's not, he is just so relevant in everything that he does. But for him to be back at IWA Unlimited for the first time in how long has it been since he's been in Noble?
Man, pretty close to 2 years because I think it was like the boxing match before that.
Yeah. So for him to come back and answer, Cutler's open challenge, he came out there and he's like, hey, there isn't anyone in IWAU's present or past that can beat me.
And that's all you had to say is you try to put him in the past. If you try to classify Shank in any way, you're already messing up.
You can't.
Like I said, he's not the old guard. He's not the new guard. He's fucking Shank Barzini.
Yeah. And you do not want to piss Shank Barzini off.
Mm-hmm.
No. Shank's had a hell of a year so far this year, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, he had that ladder match with Kindle Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Came really close to beating Kindle,
His fingertips were literally on that belt.
And whenever Shank was handcuffed to that top rope, whenever I seen him taking off that turnbuckle,
he almost had
thought
it.
He was I was sitting in the crowd for this match, and I literally thought he was going to get that top rope off and climb up that ladder and headbutt his ass and take that title.
I don't know how you couldn't have been sitting in the crowd for that match because that's one of those that watching it through the screen even backstage, it not doing it justice. That was one of those matches that you had to be there for that one.
We
Like
were on
it
our
was
feet for most of that match doing
Yeah.
commentary.
Well, especially knowing Shank the way he is, 1 minute you think you're talking to Shank Barzini the man, the next you're getting in the ring with Shank Barzini the demon. I've been there. I've had that conversation with him in the locker room or been at training with him, and next thing you know, he slips into that little
as soon as Lamb of God starts playing, he's a different person.
Then he's dropping you on your head.
I seen Shank Barzini take a wrench and throw it at a guy standing on top of a ladder, so my life's complete with that one.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we have not seen the last of Shank Barzini, whether it be in
relevant as ever
in EPW or MadBash or anything. But you want to talk about another kind of a big surprise that took place this year. You and fellow MadBash boy Dalton Davis teamed up Drunk Justice.
Yeah.
In Ohio.
Yeah, we did. And luckily it all worked out. Dalton lost a bet to me. Here, fun fact, don't try to beat me in a bet. You're not going to win. It kind of works out now because, he needed some booze. Drunk Justice works out. I get him the booze. I deal with justice. We went to Ohio. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, you guys can watch that match on our YouTube channel. We have fan cam footage of that match. That was a really solid match.
He's just a lot. Dalton Davis is. Whenever he gets drunk, you gotta wrangle that boy up, let me tell you.
Yeah, and like sorry, no, there's a little bit of tension because of what's going on. You guys made that bet, and Dalton's kind of rebelling a little bit. So
well, it's not that he's rebelling. It's just he got out of line. We tried to tell him. That's as far as I'll go with it. Which we tried to tell him.
No, I think that's the old move on.
Yes, move on.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I think one of the bigger things for me personally that happened this year is the different, because as you know, MadBash is so much more than just the podcast. It's so much more than the wrestling. It's so much more than whatever it is. And we're going to start this, and then we'll probably give it a quick cut, and then we'll go back into talking about it because we got to hit the word from our sponsors. The extra content that we are going out of our way to be making right now. We've made a huge workload for ourselves here.
We're taking it serious.
We're taking it majorly serious, but that doesn't change the fact that we have put a huge fucking workload on ourselves. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at my computer screen. My background is the Mischievous Rabbit logo. That's one of our divisions. It's a division of MadBash Films, which launched this year with
How many
Coal
divisions
Miner's
you
Glove.
got? You didn't run any of that by me.
We got 4 of them.
Hey, you're in the wrestling, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
I told you I'm gatekeeper.
You're the gatekeeper of MadBash Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got MadBash for now.
I'll just keep going. I'm just joshing you.
I see. Yeah. But no, we've got a lot going on there. I mean, we had MadBash Films launch this year with Danville Dreamers Chronicles, Coal Miner's Glove. And
got a lot of ideas for all that.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say right now, like, I know how, we talked about with you last time when you were just a guest on your own. You've got that background in that theater, all that other stuff. You're obviously a natural in front of the camera. So I know the concept of like doing MadBash Films. I know what excites you.
Oh yeah.
Because we get to do so many other, projects, not necessarily out of our comfort zone, but it's kind of still in our wheelhouse, but it's just showing everybody a different side.
Yeah. Different flavor.
Yeah.
Breaking up that ice cream shop.
Yeah.
And that's what we always say. Like this stuff needs to just be an ice cream shop. Like you got to have different flavors. And like, we're not just the podcast guys. We're not just the documentary guys. We're not just the commentary guys or just the wrestlers, just all this. Like, we're multifaceted, all of us. All of us have different sets of skills that, like, when we, we're like Voltron. I think you're the one that actually made that comparison one time. You said that we're like the Voltron of pro wrestling.
What's Voltron? That wasn't me.
That wasn't you. Who was
What's
that?
Voltron?
I don't
It's
want
that old
Voltron
that
either.
you know what I'm talking about,
what
though,
is-
right,
no,
Madrox?
It's like a cartoon version of Power Rangers.
Oh my god! You think I watch that shit? What is Voltron? What is that?
I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to you because I'm convinced it was you that made that comparison.
I think it was V.
It was not.
Oh,
me.
it was V.
Yeah,
it was V.
Sorry, Jason V. I didn't mean to call
it was
it
V or
that shit.
Oliver.
Oliver was too busy when he was on just talking about saving people
Oliver's
from falling.
too cool.
On
He doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, Oliver Kane might be the coolest human being.
He's got
I know.
37 pairs of Jordans. He doesn't watch Power
He does have
Rangers.
37 pairs. He told me. He messaged me and Clayton
like
separately.
who watches Power Rangers and is like, what, like I'm gonna make that my gear? Like, come on, man. Like, let's move on from it. Like Power Rangers, come on.
Let's leave that shit in the 90s.
Let's leave it.
Leave it.
Leave
Get
it.
it gone.
Power Ranger. No, I'm a Power Sheriff. I'm not a Ranger. I'm a
Power
sheriff.
A sheriff has a little bit more power than a ranger too.
Hey, don't abuse my rights. I don't need to contact my sergeant.
In Walker, Texas Ranger, is that like the hierarchy? Like, is a sheriff over a ranger? I genuinely don't know.
I don't know. In the eyes of the ranger, the unsuspected stranger, better know truth from wrong from right.
I think I know wrong and right, but anyway, I digress. We did. This was technically last year, but I mean it counts because it was towards the end of the year. We did that Christmas special, and that really wasn't a MadBash a MadBash Films project just yet because MadBash Films really wasn't even a thing. It was like one of those things of where I think we made it, and then I got the kind of the spark in my head, and I was like, we essentially just made a movie here.
Yeah.
Don't let him lie to you. I didn't want to do the editing process, and it was my idea. So I pawned it all off on Dickie, and he did a really good job.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I like to think that I'll take that compliment.
This is the one time I'll put you over.
With all due respect, and notice I said with all due respect.
He ain't gonna job out for you though.
He has a shower. What can I say?
But yeah, I say that we keep talking about what else has happened, this year, and just catch up with what the old Clydesdale's been up to, catch up with what we've all been up to after we hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Yoo-Hoo, a product of Keurig Dr. Pepper. So here's what I want you to picture right now, right? You're on a long road trip, you're driving along, and you're thinking, man, I could really go for a nice, sweet, refreshing drink. You pull into a gas station, and the first thing you see is Yoo-Hoo. And I got to tell you, grabbing that Yoo-Hoo, that's going to be the right decision every single time. Yoo-Hoo is available in a variety of flavors, vanilla, strawberry, but here at MadBash, our personal favorite is chocolate. I'm going to tell you about Yoo-Hoo a little bit more, right? We absolutely love this stuff here at MadBash. We cannot get enough of it. And you know what? We're going to sweeten the pot a little bit here thanks to Yoo-Hoo. If you see us at a wrestling show and you buy a MadBash wrestling sticker, you are entitled to one free bottle of Yoo-Hoo on MadBash Studios. Limit one per customer while supplies last. Now, come on, guys. You can't beat that deal with a stick. Again, MadBash would like to thank Yoo-Hoo so much for sponsoring this episode. This episode of the Spot Show podcast is also brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling. Here's the thing about Elite Pro Wrestling, right? You have them to thank for the Spot Show podcast in many different ways. Elite Pro Wrestling gave MadBash Studios our first opportunity when we decided to come back into the wrestling business. So Elite Pro Wrestling is one of the OG backers. We love Elite Pro Wrestling so much. They are putting on incredible shows every single month. You should absolutely be there, whether it be in Odin, Indiana, Washington, Indiana. We would love to see you in the crowd there at Elite Pro Wrestling for every single thing that you need to know about EPW. Head on over to EliteProfessionalWrestling.com. There you are going to find dates, events, links, everything that you need to know about EPW. Thank you so much for being a day one sponsor, EPW. We very much appreciate it. We're back from our advertisements here, and Madrox actually reminded me of something that, I know that we had to get into at some point. Glad you picked that ball up. So we got our premium live event draft to talk about here real
You finally
quick.
beat me at a show, brother.
I finally beat you at a show, burying the lead there. I had one person on the show. You also had one person on the show. We are, of course, talking about NXT Battleground. So Roxanne Perez, she finally scored me some points, Madrox. Finally scored me some points. Let me get those points brought up here real quick because I don't remember exactly how many she got me. But she definitely helped me out. It was definitely a boost that I needed.
Definitely. I'm sure you're nowhere near me yet, but
Did you watch the show?
yeah.
Yeah, at least you're not a fake fan. Dickie watched Dream Scenario. He did not watch Battleground.
Dream Scenario is a good movie.
Shout out to Dream Scenario. Good Nick Cage performance.
That actually is a really good movie. Have you seen Dream Scenario,
No, I have
Madrox?
not.
Dude, it's trippy as all get out, but it is really good.
I just watched The New Strangers this weekend, and I'm going to have to say, don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just a rehash
I
of the
watched
first
the
movie.
first two.
Yeah. So, Roxanne Perez got me 40 points. CM Punk
Yeah, baby.
got you 5. Because he appeared...
CM Punk randomly on an
Because he
NXT
appeared...
PLE.
Because
He gave her a hype up, didn't he, or something
Yeah,
like that?
he hyped her up. Where's the total points here? Overall points. So we are currently sitting at, after NXT, whatever you call it, Battleground. Team Wabash is sitting with 235 points.
Hell yeah.
Team Madrox, 345 points. So
Your team's ass, Dickie.
I'm trying.
We told you.
So far, like, the person that has gotten Madrox the most points has been Cody Rhodes.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
No surprise.
Did you
100.
get first pick?
Yeah.
You made a good one.
I had a good first pick too, but she got hurt.
Who?
Rhea.
Oh, yeah.
She was a good pick.
Yeah, that's the second best pick. Who got Braun Breaker? Who got Braun Breaker? I about to say
I
Braun
did.
Steiner.
Madrox did.
Okay, yeah, you were the smartest one.
strapping
You were
the rocket to
smartest
him.
one.
How do you feel about Madrox drafting Uncle Howdy, though? Like, that one's pretty...
Bo Dallas. I like Bo Dallas. B team, go, go, go.
So,
Bring back Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas together.
Hell yeah. A great tag team.
I think my biggest mistake was Ilya Dragunov.
Nah, well, you know,
We'll see.
I like Ilya.
The way that I explain it is that I think Madrox is going to come straight out the gate immediately with a roundhouse to my head. But then I think that as the year goes on, I think I'm going to slowly...
As the year goes on, Braun Breaker's going to freaking spear your roundhouse out of its damn boots. That guy is going to take over.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
my favorite wrestler of the modern era, by the way. Braun
But-
Breaker.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, we had this conversation the
Yes.
other day about how
Yes.
good Braun Breaker
Yes.
is. He really
it's
is.
so crazy. Like, he's Rick's son, but he's got his uncle Scotty's
It-
like
He's like the
personality.
perfect amalgamation.
Him, Finn, and Rollins right now are just great fucking workers. You got
Yeah.
Rollins. Look,
Rollins is working great
of
from home
Mania.
right now.
MVP of WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Finn, he's always been so crisp, underrated. Then Braun Breaker, how could you not see him as the future of wrestling? You're
Yeah.
insane. Perfect blend of Rick and Scott.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and
just
he, and
the
he
perfect...
and he's not replicating what they did. He's taking what they did and elevating it. Nobody can do a handspring with a pose Frankensteiner that he did off the top rope
Hell
on
no.
Ricochet. You think Scott or Rick was throwing that? No.
Mm-mm. You know, Scott Steiner was throwing 450 splashes, though.
Yeah,
and Poison Ranas.
And Poison Rondas.
he worked Freight Train too.
Scott Steiner
Yep.
wrestled Freight Train?
Yep, it's on the tube. We'll watch it. Not Tubi, YouTube.
I think I know what Untitled Wrestling Commentary is going to be.
Absolutely.
We need to do that one.
It's a good one.
But yeah, so Madrox's top performer has been Cody Rhodes so far with 105 points. My top performers have been broken up. It's 4 different people. Roxanne Perez, Bailey, Sami Zayn, and Liv Morgan. They've all gotten me 40 points. So it's a tough one out here for me. Tough one out here for Dickie, but you know, I don't think I will. I'll admit, I don't think I drafted with my head. I think I drafted.
I'd say not.
I drafted.
Cecil Cerveza and Bo Sawyer are MadBash Boys.
You drafted with your heart's what it was.
I drafted with my heart of what I would like to see be the case, and I'll tell you what sucks is that I dropped Drew McIntyre because he was injured, and he's most likely going to be beating Damian Priest at Clash at the Castle, so I just left points on the table.
Madrox, don't mind my friend over here. His heart's bigger in his brain.
Yeah, I know this.
I'm just quoting Chevy Chase now.
Why are you crying?
Why you crying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are you crying?
But yeah, I think that, like I said, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. And like, I was a little bit worried because I didn't know how many premium live events NXT was actually going to have, because after the draft, Madrox pointed out, he's like,
might add more too here lately.
Yeah. Well, but you pointed out, you said they do those specials on USA. They don't really do premium live events.
Exactly.
Oh, I forgot about that, because like Halloween Havoc kind of like a special now.
Because those don't count. These are premium live events.
True.
There is going to be another one coming up, though. I saw an ad for it. I don't remember which one it is. But yeah, so before or after SummerSlam, rather, we're each going to pick up 3 more people from free agency. So since he got the first overall pick, I get the first pick in free agency. So
I'm sure that'll really help you.
I'll be like, I'll take Ricochet.
Wait, he's going to be in AEW as the name Rick O'Shea.
Yeah,
have like a little Irish gimmick.
Yep. But
from all the pot of gold dancing.
No, he's gonna do Lucky Charm gimmick matches, dude.
Oh yeah, that's working.
But yeah, so far, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, LA Knight, and Ilya Dragunov have not gotten me points. Sheamus, Uncle Howdy, and Braun Breaker have not gotten Madrox points. So everyone else has gotten points. Finn Balor has only gotten me 5 points. And CM Punk has only gotten Madrox 5 points. So that's our lowest scorers. But
it's going to turn around, brother.
To be continued on.
To be continued. But I mean, this is this gives almost another layer to be invested. You know what I mean?
It's like an onion. It's got layers.
It does. It's like fantasy football, because like, even if like when you play fantasy football, you may not like this team and you may not want this team to win, but I really need that quarterback to get a touchdown.
I do real sport. I do not do this fantasy simulation.
Well, this is a real simulation on a real sport. If you want to look at it that way.
There you go.
I mean, it's gaining interest too. The Whoop-Ass crew asked if they could get in on it next year. So.
Yeah, next time we might need to do multiple people. We might need to do multiple, get like 3 more people or so, do 5 people.
The winner picks the stipulation of an actual shoot tag match. 2
Oh.
on 2. MadBash versus Whoop-Ass.
So you know both very well. Who would win in a tag match?
I've been in the ring with the one. Well, I don't know if a makeshift ring with the one. I don't know. I'd have to work you guys. Probably you guys. Yeah, I'll go with you guys. Maybe not you, Dickie. I don't know.
Madrox would do the heavy lifting.
I've not seen you rest. I've seen one of his matches. I've not seen yours yet. You still have yet to show me.
So we talked about it on Page Show last week. I found a hard drive with a couple of matches.
You did.
I got to get some of that where we can watch them. Yeah.
Might be a future plug-ski for a future thing.
Oh, yeah.
Might be on, what is the little review thing?
The review
you guys
thing.
watch the matches, the old matches.
Oh,
one of the divisions you have.
Element OP?
Then I did not give the consent to. Element OP.
Now we got a gatekeeper for all digital content, damn it.
Can I be on ABCD later?
ABCD?
He's on a power trip over here.
Crew, bro. Primo.
Okay, Clayton brought it up, so let's go. I've been talking about it for the last few weeks. How I am obsessed with mountain monsters.
Oh, God, here we go.
I loved it as a kid.
Guess he loved it as a kid, but guess who I got back on it, and guess who is also obsessed with mountain monsters?
The Clydesdale.
Yes, I revisited the woods of Appalachia after so many years, and let me tell you, man, it revived me.
You think they're ever going to catch anything?
Huh?
You think they're ever going to catch anything?
Well, they're trying, but this mafia and this other team, the C Squad, they keep stopping them, and I'm tired of this shit.
So
these losers poaching
kids,
on our
man.
squatches.
So Clayton and I are towards the end of season 2, and this is when they start having that rogue team that starts attacking them and starts doing shit to them. But the point of season 2, I believe I brought it up, is that the point of season 2 is they're trying to prove that Bigfoot is in Appalachia. But see, here's the issue. Bigfoot is not in Appalachia. Bigfoot is in the Pacific Northwest. Sasquatch might be in Appalachia, but not Bigfoot. Nate Hewitt would approve of this, I feel like. Shout out to Evil Nate. But No, so we're watching this, and Clayton and I started to develop different theories about this show. So I look at him and I'm like, do you think that they really think that they're hunting these? So for a few episodes, we had a theory that this guy, Wild Bill, everyone knew it was a work except for Wild Bill.
I don't know what that word means. What do you mean?
Fake.
Okay.
Except for Wild Bill. So everyone was in on
it's
it.
like a Make-A-Wish. They're all trying to make this guy's like dying wish
I don't
happen.
even necessarily think that it's that. I think that, well, I don't even think that anymore because we've changed our theory. So the idea behind it is
I think
that
it's more of a case where they took the one friend that didn't know about snipe hunting.
Yeah.
And this fucker hasn't figured it out yet.
We need to take Logan Madrox snipe hunting, guys.
we do. Yeah, little Logan Madrox has
hasn't
not
done
been,
that yet.
He's not been snipe hunting. So the more we watch it, we start to realize, no, you know what? I think that all the guys on the show think what they're doing is real, but the camera crew is just fucking with them and like putting them in these situations.
I
to get
didn't
them
trust Pablo. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's an episode.
He was missing for a while.
There's an
You
episode.
can do a lot in 2 hours, and then they find you at 112 in the middle of the freaking Shawnee National Forest in Illinois. Or
There's a part
shit.
where they lose their sound guy, Pablo, and they're trying to find him. And what's funny about it, they're all going to go, Pablo, and they go, oh, he doesn't have his sound equipment. He won't be able to hear us. And it's like, what are you talking about?
See, personally, I can't believe any reality TV I ever watch because no one would hire Dustin Jones to be a tow truck driver, repo guy, and that shit
Decapitated.
happens. So, like, I can't trust TV. It's all made up.
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of reality TV, sorry we didn't run this one by you. We have a new podcast dropping here soon. Enough of this with
Is that
me.
okay with you?
Yes. What is it now?
We're going to be watching Tough Enough and reviewing it.
Which season? I want to watch
all of them.
I want to watch. Well, have me on whenever Al Snow tells Doc Gallows that he has a small package.
That is series.
You know what I'm
season
talking about
4?
on the beach?
Yes.
That's season 4.
He's trying to do the army crawl on his belly and his.
I don't give a damn if your pants fall off. Dip that dick in the sand.
Because he already got a small package.
But
That was great. That was so great.
Our once we do Tough Enough season 1, we're going to kind of branch out and do other wrestling based reality shows because there's a lot. There's like Hogan Knows Best, Legends House. That I'm excited for Legends House. I like Legends House a lot.
We can even technically cover the Surreal Life because there's episodes featuring China and X-Pac.
And Maven was on the Surreal Life too. Maven was on the Surreal Life. Who was it that made a comment about Maven? Where they were like, the only thing you ever did was drop kick the Undertaker. Quit pretending like you had a career. Like it was,
everybody.
It was really funny. But no, I mean, he does have a really good YouTube channel, though. Now, I'm going to tell you what we did. It's just like the way that he talks is so good. But yeah, man, Mountain Monsters, hooked on it. Hooked on it. Hooked on it.
So who do you guys think they're going to catch if they ever catch one?
Well, that's the thing, is that the episodes that we're watching, it's from back in like 2016. So I don't think there's a new season. I think the last season was in 22. But here's the damnedest thing in the world. This rogue team, this poacher team, they catch a Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah.
They killed it.
They killed it and have it, the Stonish Giant.
Those losers are killing our Squatch.
But my favorite part is that the names of these creatures, like, they sound like they would just be workers from back in the Territory days.
The Lightning Man and the Thunder Brothers.
Like, just imagine a faction where it's a main guy and his heaters are a tag team.
Man, that the Lightning Man and the Thunder Brothers sounds like somebody who would job to the like Freebirds. I swear to God.
No, they jobbed out to the Von Erichs in the Sportatorium.
Yeah,
they jobbed out to the Von Erichs back in.
Well, the Von Erichs might have been in the hills if they were in the Missouri area.
Oh, true. Yeah,
Lightning Man and Thunder Brothers. That sounds like a babyface tag team. Some babyface jobbers.
You got to lay out for that, Mike.
Lay out for that one, Mike.
Of all the lines to pick from Iron Claw, that's the one that Clayton and I have been yelling. Got to lay out for that, Mike. But no, like, so that's the thing, is that it was pointed out to us that every episode of Mountain Monsters is the same because they set out with a goal. They never accomplished that goal, but they still celebrate like they accomplished the goal.
Dude, it is not the same. Wild Bill had a freaking artillery show of fireworks in this last episode. That was nuts. I've not seen anything like that in television
That's going to scare the
history.
Squatches, man.
No, this was the
It
fire.
lures them in.
Really?
They're attracted to fire ape.
It was the
They
fire
thought
ape, yeah.
The fireworks would be like fire, fireworks, fire ape, same shit, man.
Oh,
it was
damn.
coming for it.
They almost had it.
And they had to they tried to set Buck's truck on fire and all sorts of shit. It's fucking bonkers. It's a great show.
But basically a redneck Jesse James from Monster Garage.
Yeah.
He's just throwing shit at the wall.
Me and Dickie started cleaning out the basement earlier. I ordered him too because I think we need to set up a MadBash cryptid hunting team.
Oh,
and
shit.
Maybe get Nate Hewitt on the squad.
Can we get blow guns?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go hunt Jared Savage.
We're going to put
I know where he stays.
We need to put a fire pole in the front living room down at the basement like Ghostbusters.
That's working.
Oh no! That's a terrible
We
idea.
gotta go
but I
down
love
the
it.
fucking fire pole for no reason to get the gear to run upstairs to run outside.
Yes,
I love it.
Don't tell Cecil about it. He'll blow out his knee.
Yeah,
And I don't want Cecil to blow out his knee because he just had a birthday. And happy belated birthday, Cecil. We didn't get to wish it to you on air. Much love.
This should have been the Cecil Cerveza special.
You are a beacon of light to the Midwest.
He really is. He is our true north.
Mm-hmm.
He is our guiding star.
Yes, our guiding star above the 210 Saloon.
Yeah. But so that's what we've been up to. Watching mountain monsters. Madrox, what have you been up to?
I haven't been up to anything that crazy, guys. Just hanging out with my pet cow and working on cars.
Hell yeah.
Which is different for Michael Madrox to be doing, but it's a nice change of pace, not having these wrestling weekends and doing something a little bit different.
You let that cow indoors?
Yeah, I let that cow indoors. He's potty trained.
Yeah. I didn't know that at first, so whenever he came to my garage, I didn't let him inside. And then Dickie said he's all right, so he's all right. He's all right.
Colby's a good one.
Colby is a good one.
Colby's one of the good ones. He's talk about changes. Look at how you guys used to be, and now you're still a little bit of a tension between you and Colby, but
things change, man.
Yeah.
You never know where you're going to
Speaking
end
of
up.
changes in Colby Jack, from a color commentator to an in-ring worker again.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give the boy props.
That's a big change too. Just seeing him, from being behind the booth to being in the ring, and that's the biggest thing that was crazy about January too. Ascending the throne was Colby Jack. Man, he
stepped up. He
put
came
the
to
reps
me.
in. Put the reps in every week at IWAU. I was in the car with him. That's really kind of what made me like him more. Is riding to some of the Noble shows.
That's what made me not like him more. I'm joking.
You had those quick car rides. We had the 2
riding
hours.
a little bit long hours in the car when you're in there with the cow and it starts to get a little musty.
Yeah. But what got annoying is every time we drive by a barn, Madrox goes, see that barn over there? That's where we found Colby Jack.
Moo.
See that barn over there? That's where we found Colby Jack. No, but seriously, see that barn over there? No, Colby, he came to me and he's like, listen, I've been doing these reps, give me an opportunity. And,
That goes back to that fire MadBash Studios and these guys. Like, we brought Cecil Cerveza back to main event status. We got Colby Jack back in the ring. We got Shank Barzini back in the ring. We saved Dalton Davis's career.
Yeah.
Doing shit, brothers.
There's been,
I wouldn't say saved. It is on the fringe of breaking. I came in and luckily he lost his bet to me because I plunked him for drunk obscurity and now I made him drunk justice. So we'll see where this goes for a little bit. I don't know. He's getting a little rowdy.
Ooh.
There's a video that is up on our Facebook page, and I think everyone will know what Clayton's talking about here. I think everybody will know. Let's just say I had to get involved. It was something. But I think Clayton kind of wants to move on. So let's just talk about this then.
Primo.
Hey, brother.
Deacon Wabash.
Clayton Clark is like, the move is to go to Walmart after this and get me a tight-fitting
I
camo
want the
shirt.
tightest compression camo shirt I could possibly find. And I'm not talking, I don't want it to be name brand. I don't want none of that mossy oak shit. This is going to be some generic Walmart stuff. I want the seam showing. I want this to be tight primo, brother. Wild Bill style.
That's what Wild Bill, he always does. He puts down his pointer finger, puts the thumb on top of it, and puts out the primo.
It's kind of like the John Cena finger thing.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Primo.
The new MadBash signal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Primo. All right. So, the last time you were here, Clayton, we talked about predictions for the year.
Mm-hmm.
We've been recounting the last 6 months. Some things we predicted, some things we did not predict. We're going to start with you.
Who's you?
Clayton. I was already talking to you.
Address me.
Okay,
I
Clayton.
did not know you.
Dickie and I already know we're horrible at predictions.
Pronouns, pal. God damn it. What's some predictions you got for the next 6 months?
Well,
you being Clayton, of course, I apologize.
I'd like to say that the next time I'll be on here, I'll be gracing you as your brand's champion, the MadBash Wrestling Champion, and possibly Hybrid Championship Wrestling's Midwest Hybrid Champion. But beyond that, we'll see where everything goes with the tag team title reigns. I'm hoping to keep those continuing. Have a good thing going with the Whiskey and Warrants, and then this relationship with Dalton. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'd like to think hopefully he'll fall in line and we can see where we're going to go from here, because, Shotgun City, it's not a place, it's wherever I stand. And wherever I stand, I'm going to stand, and I'm not going to back down. I am the law. I'm the Clydesdale. And one thing's going to be for certain this year, and it's going to be the ecstasy of gold. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I said it last year, but granted,
few hiccups.
I only held one single title on my own. Tag team, I'm really satisfied with my tag team career, but I have to do things on my own. I have to know I can do it on my own. So the next 6 months, or, next time whenever I'm on here, I'm hoping I'll be able to talk to you as a guy who's done it himself and accomplished it himself and has shown that the Clydesdale can pull that wagon on his own. So that's my prediction.
No. It's kind of hard for us to do predictions about what's going to be happening with MadBash because we're the ones that make the decisions what happens with MadBash. Go ahead.
The only prediction I got is at some point in time, Dickie Wabash is getting his mustache shaved off.
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying.
I like my mustache.
I asked his mother one time at Hybrid. I went up to her and I was like, what would you do if I shaved your son's head and mustache? And she's like, he doesn't look good like that.
He's not lying.
Yeah,
I'm not
lying.
That's a real conversation.
Right before that, I introduced my friend Papa Wabash, and he said his name's Bill Thomas. He always keeps his promise.
He does.
Hit him with the tagline.
Bill Thomas is good people.
He is.
Good barbecue.
Good barbecue. Best barbecue.
Great barbecue.
Best fucking barbecue.
Clayton Clark had 5 sandwiches.
I had 5 pulled pork sandwiches. That was a cheat ski, but I did it for Papa Wabash because that was some primo barbecue, brother.
Primo.
That shit will get the Raven Mocker out of the woods.
That's
the only bait you need is some Papa Wabash barbecue. You can get the Raven Mocker, the Shawnee Squealer, anything you need.
Oh,
man.
the Shawnee Squealer?
Yeah, the Wild Man.
What was some of the other ones? Fuck. The Ash Man.
Yeah.
The Ash Man.
The Yowie.
The Yowie.
The Iceman D. Malenko.
Fire Ape. Iceman D. Malenko.
Yeah, the man of 1,004 holds, Chris Jericho. Or no, 7, sorry. How many holds did Jericho have?
1,001.
1,001, that's right. Something like that. But now for me, it's not even necessarily, I can't make predictions because it's, again, I'm the one that takes part in making these decisions for what we need to do. So with that being said, I mean, I know what I'd like to see. We covered MadBash Films. MadBash Films is my baby within MadBash. I want to see more with that.
Yes.
I want to see more video content. I want to maybe make another documentary. I want to maybe get a full feature, Shout out to our buddies at Whoop Ass that was introduced to us by Clayton Clark. They're working on their movie, and props to them. They're making incredible headway. And, we made an appearance on their podcast, not sure when that goes up, but I pretty much told them, I said, iron sharpens iron. So it's a friendly competition thing, like to see what they're doing. And it's like not to one up them in a malicious way, but to one up them in a motivation way.
There's so much we haven't even talked about that filming day that we can't because we don't want to spoil you guys on what we were involved in. It was such a great product and we can't wait for anybody to see it.
We may hear a little bit about that on Paid Show here coming up, may get on that for a little bit, but, yeah, man, it's just, I definitely want to see more with MadBash Films. Who knows? I mean, I don't think there's going to be any more divisions of MadBash, but I think that we're going to see more.
I'd hope not.
I think that we're going to, we got to
MadBash Toys launching this spring.
MadBash Toys.
I think we just got to focus on what we have.
Your figurine better be Clayton Clark for the first run. Let me tell you that.
It's going to be a Transformer. It's going to be you that transforms into a Clydesdale.
A horse.
I mean, a Transformer's a little bit better than Power Rangers, I'll say that.
There you go.
Yeah. But
we just ain't the same. I was raised on Gunsmoke and Bonanza, clearly.
Yeah. Was it one thing you did during the during your match with Cutler? You ain't ever seen Gunsmoke, boy.
Yeah, and I sang the opening chorus or opening, verse to "Should Have Been a Cowboy" by Toby Keith.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's not, again, I'm not going to make a prediction because I pretty much have the power to make it a reality or a prediction or whatever. But yeah, more MadBash Film stuff. I'm really stoked to see where enough of this goes. I'm really stoked to see where Untitled Wrestling Commentary Show goes. Element OP is probably going to be making a comeback here soon. Big Stupid Popcorn has been put on the shelf for a bit, but it's probably going to be coming back. This is going to be the summer of MadBash. Like I know we said,
you better figure it out. We're about halfway through that shit, aren't we?
No, yeah. Doesn't summer start the last weekend of May?
Doesn't it?
I thought so.
Cecil Cerveza sure as hell thinks it does. Love you, Cecil. You ain't listening to this anyway, so I don't care. Jason V is, and I love you.
But anyways, yeah. Shout out to V. V listens weekly, but
I can't believe it. He listens to this weekly.
Yeah,
what a trooper.
So does Oliver.
What a trooper.
Oliver does too. Yeah. But
no offense to you or you. It's just I'm on here right now and we're being a lot, aren't we? We talked about mountain monsters for Christ's sake.
That's a normal podcast for us, buddies. Start studying the product.
But Clayton doesn't study the product studies him.
Exactly. I'm not a studier. I'm a studyee. Is that what it is?
An instructor.
You're not a studier, you're a subject.
Yes.
Because people study you. That sounded cooler in my head.
Yeah, that didn't come out very cool.
I'm not cutting a promo right now, so I don't care. This isn't no sales pitch.
But anyway, yeah, I think that the growth that we have shown and the growth that we just keep going, I think that some good shit's going to continue to come all of our ways. Whether it be with content or, for, in our case, content, or in your case, Clayton, what's going on in the ring, or for anyone involved with MadBash that, reps the brand. I think everyone's going to be a fruitful year. But yeah, this is the summer of MadBash. Last year we had the autumn of MadBash. Things really picked up for us later in the year. But this summer, I think we're going to really ride that wave. So I think we give it a little rap ski, fellas. Going to be, for those of you on the Patreon, we're going to be going into Paid Show. Hopefully this time I remember to upload it whenever it should be uploaded. Thank you to Jason V for giving me the Iggy and being like, hey, you forgot to upload Paid Show. And I was like, sure did. So, yeah, we'll roll into Paid Show. I think Clayton said it best. We'll probably talk a little bit more about, because we'll get Clayton's perspective. You heard Madrox and I's perspective, but we'll hear Clayton's perspective talking about our good friends at Whoop Ass, their movie that they're going to be making. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get off here. Clayton, before we do though, where can everyone find you?
Just look up my freaking name, Clydesdale. Sheriff or anything like that. I think it's Clydesdale_Clark02 on Instagram, Sheriff Clayton Clark on Facebook. I don't do Twitter. It's stupid. Or X or whatever that is. That's so stupid now. Yeah, come to my shows and watch me. I'm pretty freaking good. You'll have fun. Kids, bring out the kids. Dickie's there. Madrox is there. Commentating it up. Colby Jack's mooing. Lord knows Dalton's drinking. It'll be fun. You'll like it.
Good plug. Good plug.
What do you want me to say? I didn't write that shit down. Get it?
You know, it is.
I'm getting ready to change it anyways. I don't know if I want to be a sheriff anymore. This badge is weighing on me, man.
Badge. The heavy is the chest that bears the badge.
Exactly. It's like the crown, man. I'm not talking about that Chris Cornell song with Zach Bryan.
You could do the Toby Keith and Beer for My Horses, where he puts the badge on his belt buckle.
Exactly. Goated movie, Beer for My Horses. Soundtrack of Ted Nugent, and Ted Nugent is featured. He plays a guy named Skunk.
Yeah, Clayton made us watch Beer for My Horses not too long ago.
Twice.
How old was Clayton Clark when he figured out that, in fact, was Ted Nugent in that movie?
21 going on 22.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
Yeah, a couple weekends ago. But all right, you can find me on Instagram at DW_mischievous_rabbit. MadBash Studios on Instagram, MadBashStudios.com. Patreon.com/MadBash Studios. And for those of you that are backing us at the $5 tier, we'll see you on Paid Show.